Hey guys, it's Zoe and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to the shit show. It's a new year. Why not start with a new intro? I don't know. If you're feeling it, let me know. Since this is the first video of the new year, I figured I would start off again with goals and resolutions and manifestations and all of that for 2022. I was trying to sit down and come up with goals for the year, and for about an hour, I genuinely was thinking 21 goals for 2021, and then it hit me. It might even be 2025. Who the fuck knows? So I'm not going to be going through like my whole 22 goals for 2022 because some of them are more like personal and family type goals, but I will be going through goals for reading, writing, and social media stuff, including my channel. Before I get started, I just want to remind everyone that I do have a giveaway running on my last video, the bookshelf tour, and that will be going until January 7th, I believe. Yeah, at 11:59 p.m. If you're interested in winning either an Arc of White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson, that's very shiny, wow, or what is this? Or a signed first edition of Dark Dawn by J. Kristoff, head on over to that video and follow the instructions, and I hope you win. Can you hear Noah? He stopped, of course. Also, in that video I mentioned I'm gonna be doing a Q&A soon, so if you have any questions, there he's going again. He rolls over and gets stuck, and then he yells for us. It's so cute. If you have any questions about life in general, reading, writing, booktube, parenting, drop those questions down below and I will be answering them in an upcoming Q&A at some point soon. I don't fucking know when. Also, I realized right before I started filming that I missed my 4-year booktube anniversary on December 13th maybe? I don't even know. But it's been 4 years. Thank you guys for 4 amazing years of this channel. Alright. Let's get into this. I have 5 goals for each category, reading, writing, and social media, and I will be starting off with the reading goals. So the first reading goal and the main reading goal is I want to read 150 books in 2022. Last year I set my goal to 200 because at the beginning of the year I was like, I'm feeling great. This pregnancy's going great so far. I've got so much time before I start feeling shit. And then I've got so much time after. And then 3 days later, she started feeling like absolute shit and had tension headaches for weeks on end that didn't go away. So she read fuck all. So this year I'm lowering it down to my regular 150 books. I did manage to read 125 last year with not reading much at all for months on end because the tension headaches, and then Kurt went back to work, and then my due date came and went and Noah still was not out. So like for a while there I wasn't really reading, and I still managed to read 125 books, which I'm very, very proud of, while also doing other things. I'm gonna lower it back down to 150 and try my best to read in the first half of the year, which I wasn't doing last year, and I am confident that I can hit at least 150. My second reading goal is to finish at least 5 series this year. Just looking back on my fantasy shelves alone, I can see a bunch of series that I have started, at least the first book or the first few books that I want to finish in 2022. Namely, the Lightbringer series by Brent Weeks. The 5th book came out and I have not read it because I'm not ready for that series to be done. So I have a bunch of series to pick from, but the goal is to finish at least 5 of those series so I can finally know how these things end and I can move on with my life. Reading goal number 3 is to start and binge at least 5 new series. So on my TBR shelves, I have a few different series that I own the first book, or at least a couple books, and I have not read it. So any series, oh my god, I just fell. What the hell? Any series I have that all of the books are out and I have not read any of them, I'm gonna binge. Reading goal number 4 is to lower my physical TBR to at least 100 books while still buying new books. So I need to do a lot of fucking reading off of my TBR. I don't know how many there are right now, likely close to 200. So I'm gonna be reading a lot off the TBR this year. Speaking of lowering my physical TBR, I did shuffle around my Patreon tiers at the beginning of December, I think it was, maybe end of November. I'm not 100% sure. One of the benefits for all Patreon tiers starting from $1 a month is picking a book off of my TBR for me to read each month. By the time you've seen this video, I will have already filmed and started editing my January TBR, so if you want to vote on a book for my TBR for February and any later months, you can join my Patreon. The link is down below in the description box, and you can help pick out a book for my TBR. I also have patrons voting on one video a month, and they've already picked my January video, which I'm super fucking excited about. So if you want to vote on that too, you can join down below. And finally, the 5th reading goal is to start annotating while I'm reading again. I don't actually annotate in the books because when I take notes, I do like paragraphs at a time, and I cannot fit that in the book. So I used to have like a separate notebook that I would take notes in that I kind of fell off the wagon, but I was loving it. I had it all color coded and it was so cute. It had the title in one color, the author's name in another color, number of pages in the book when I started it, and then all of the annotations, and then when I finished it, and my rating. So it was all like compact in one notebook, and it was amazing. But then I started listening to a lot of audiobooks, and I was like, how do I annotate while I'm listening to an audiobook? And then I just ended up not doing it anymore. So I'm gonna try that this year. I'm gonna focus, and every time I sit down to read a book, I'm gonna keep that next to me because I tab it as I go, and then I take notes and like mark each page, and it's actually very soothing. If you have a system for annotating while you're listening to an audiobook, please let me know, because that was my one thing that just stopped me from like really doing well with that, because I listen to a lot of audiobooks now. I listen to them while I'm doing dishes, while I'm doing laundry, while I'm driving, while I'm playing Candy Crush and Solitaire, which is a lot actually, and like during the night while I'm feeding Noah. Although he holds his own bottle now, so does he even need mama in the night? Anyways, I'm emotional as fuck. And a bonus 6th goal, that's the word. I'm gonna try and participate in at least 3 readathons this year. Likely gonna be the Magical Readathon, Becca's Bookopoly, and a to be determined 3rd readathon. I don't know what yet. So that is reading goals out of the way. Why can I not fucking speak today? Fun fact, I actually can't see shit. I don't even know if I'm in focus, how the lighting is, because I don't have my glasses on or contacts in, so everything happening around that camera is very fucking blurry. So if I'm not in focus, I apologize. I apologize greatly. What's next? Writing goals. I am so excited about the fucking writing goals. Oh my god. Yes, bitch. Dance break. My first writing goal. Writing goal number 1. Finish the fucking book. I am well over halfway done my first book. Oh, I get chills like thinking about that. It's the coolest thing to me. I was supposed to finish writing my book in December, but then I was doing Couchmas, which kind of got fucking derailed, which I will talk about later. And then my brother, my sister-in-law, and my nephews were here for 10 days, so I was not focused on writing. And then the holidays happened, and then we were in that weird space between Christmas and New Year's where time really does not exist, like even less than it has for the last 2 years. So I didn't write. I didn't write at all. I wrote 50,000 words in November, and I wrote 0 words in December. So January, I'm gonna try and finish the book, and like into February. I'm gonna finish my fucking book this year. I don't know what all this is about, but writing goal number 2 falls in line with this. I am going to start querying for an agent in 2022. Is that even real life to me? Like, I've said it every year for multiple years now. I started writing this book in 2017 before I started my channel. Like a month before, I think it was. And 2021 was the year where I finally got a solid plot. I finally started figuring out what the fuck's going on. If you want to see my NaNoWriMo journey, where I finished with an hour to spare. I wrote so much in the last 2 days, it's ridiculous. I did have a vlog, I'll link that down below, and you can see the madness as it's happening. 2022 is gonna be the year that I finish the book, and the year that I start querying, and hopefully the year that I get an agent, but we'll see. Writing goal number 3 is to participate in at least 1 pitch event this year. So have my manuscript all done and polished in time to do pitch wars, possibly. At least one of the pit mads, if not like actual pitch wars, DV pit. I don't know. I don't know which one yet. I don't know when I'm gonna be ready to do that, but by the end of the year, I want to do at least 1 pitch event, either on Twitter or from a website or whatever, while still querying, but like, I might get an agent from that, and that's really fucking cool to me. It's not even real life. What the fuck? Oh my god, I'm actually so proud of the book so far. It's going so well. I've got so many big ideas for the whole series. Anyways, I'm calm. I might actually start fucking writing after this because like I'm feeling inspired. Can't see shit. Writing goal number 4 is to finish NaNoWriMo again. Kurt doesn't like it when I say win NaNoWriMo for a very specific reason, which I think is the funniest thing in the whole world and which wouldn't make sense to anyone else. But I am going to finish NaNoWriMo. I'm gonna hit 50,000 words again. I did it once and I learned a lot of things about my own writing process. I'm confident that I can finish it again. Thanks to the Detroit writing group, NaNoWriMo Town. I didn't super participate with the Toronto or the Windsor groups, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we get to meet up in person again in 2022. And if that's the case, I will be much more involved with both of those groups. If, you know, crossing the border isn't gonna be a huge fucking hassle this year, it's already 2022, then I will also be going to the Detroit stuff too, because it's a very quick drive over. It's like 20 minutes for me. I am going to finish NaNoWriMo again in 2022. My groups, sprints, just like YouTube sprints and everything, which I will be talking about later, I am determined to finish and finish early, because I stopped writing for like 10 days. And I still managed to hit 50,000. That's like my big thing for the end of the year. Hopefully won't be writing the same book, maybe working on a sequel, maybe working on another project, maybe doing edits, who the fuck knows. But I am going to win NaNoWriMo next year. This year, fuck. It's 2022 already. Happy New Year, I'm an idiot. The last writing goal is to come up with at least one solid idea for a different book, a different series, and start outlining. I don't know if I'll ever actually write a standalone. Never say never, that whole thing. But for adult fantasy, I don't like reading standalones, so I don't think I would enjoy writing one. And I love big series. I'm gonna come up with an idea. If it becomes a standalone, if it becomes a series, whatever, but I'm gonna come up with at least one solid idea before the end of 2022. Which brings me to my last group of resolutions, category, section, whatever the fuck the words are. Social media, including this channel. My first social media goal for the new year is to post at least one video a week all year long. So minimum 52 videos. Every other year, I'm like, yes, I'm gonna post 3 times a week because I have energy, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and then life smacks me in the face and is like, shut up, you fucking bitch. It's not gonna happen. So this year, I'm sticking to 1 video a week. And if I have more videos done, then I'll post them. But 1 video minimum for sure. I know that 1 video is a realistic goal that I can meet, and it will push me to post more once I hit that goal. And it will give me more time to do like extra editing, make it the best video that I can. If I have time, if I have energy, if I have other videos, more videos will come out. Which ties in nicely with goal number 2, which is to post at least once on Instagram every week. Because I kind of fucking fell off the wagon with that. I was posting semi-regularly and then I stopped for like 2 years. And it was just every once in a while. But I'm gonna try for at least once a week on Instagram, whether it's like a feed post or a reel or something. I'm gonna be more active on Instagram. That is a big goal for me. Cause like I like posting on Instagram and I like interacting on Instagram, but I just don't do it a lot. Why? I couldn't fucking tell you. Which also ties in nicely to my 3rd goal. I'm gonna start posting on TikTok, book talk in particular. I have a lot of ideas for book related TikToks that I could also put on Instagram as real, so it would count for there too. So I'm gonna try and post at least 1 a week, which isn't a lot, but I'm gonna start with at least 1 a week just to get into the groove and figure out how to fucking use TikTok, because I watch a lot of TikTok videos, but I've posted like 2, not even book related. I'm gonna start doing that this week. Kind of feeling like I want to join book talk. Who knows? Am I too old for that shit? Probably, but it's fine. I don't care. Social media goal number 4 is to start live streaming, either on Twitch or on my channel, likely on my channel, just like weekly reading sprints, but that will not start for a little bit at least. I say it all the time that I want to, and that like I've been thinking about it. Inevitably, every time I sit down and I'm like, you know what, today's the day I'm gonna do it, my internet just totally fucks up. It's garbage. So this week, I think, we were talking about calling to see if they finally hooked up fiber, because they were laying it down last year, but then they were like, we'll contact you when it's all hooked up and you can start switching over, but that never happened, so we'll see. The last time I checked, it was servicing our street. So we'll see. Right now, I know Bell is for sure, but there's a local company that we wanted to go with that we would much rather, because we were with Bell at our old house and it was a fucking nightmare. It was so bad. We didn't have internet for a week because they kept giving us the runaround after, you know, somebody from the town came to mow part of the lawn like near our house that was right next to the train tracks. If you remember how close to the fucking train tracks we were before with Tallulah coming by all the time, I was like city property, so they would mow that and somebody ran right over some of our lines. It was a shit show. Kurt probably spent a good 80 hours on the phone. It was awful. It was so bad. Oh my god, I'm traumatized thinking about that. So once we get fiber and once I get a new computer set up, my sweet baby girl, I've had her since like 2014. And she, unfortunately, is on her last leg and cannot handle streaming because it looks like trash. So I'm getting a new computer set up for the desk. I want to get one before we move the library downstairs so I don't need to wait a month or two. But we'll see, because I am moving all of this downstairs and I get a bigger library. And I'll be able to put at least 10 new shelves in there. So yeah, once those things happen and I have a computer and internet that are capable of streaming well and not freezing and not looking really shit, then I want to start streaming at least once a month, maybe once a week, but I want to do it at least a couple times in the new year. This year, fuck now, I'll get it one day. But yeah, I'm excited because I love watching them, I love participating, and I'm like, why the fuck wouldn't I do it? And, you know, get some shit done. Use it for reading sprints or writing sprints, or holy fuck, I need to do my laundry sprints. And finally, the last social media goal. First time I tried it, I got pregnant and I was exhausted. Second time I tried it, I got pregnant and I was exhausted. Third time I tried it, I was not pregnant, but I was exhausted. My last goal for the year is to actually finish out Couchmas. I'm gonna start on day 1, I'm gonna end on day 31, and it's gonna fucking happen. Likely the biggest thing though is gonna be that by the end of this year, this library, like I said, will be downstairs. And I'm gonna have my own Christmas tree down there, and I will have couches down there. So I can film Couchmas on a couch in front of a Christmas tree in my PJs, but separate from where the boys are playing. I don't need to work around their schedule, I don't need to work around their nap times, and I will be able to film more easily down there with a better setup. I'm actually really excited. We saw a Christmas tree and I know exactly the kind that I'm gonna get for down there. I'm gonna get one of like the all white ones and likely do like pink and purple ornaments and stuff, and I'm gonna actually decorate my library for Christmas next year. I'm so excited. I have the furniture all picked out. I'm gonna have 2 different spots that I can do it, and we'll have a fireplace down there. I have one in here too, but like a nicer fireplace down there. So that is like the last goal, and it's gonna fucking happen. I'm gonna do Couchmas. I'm starting to film at the very beginning of November, maybe even the end of October. Who the fuck knows this year? But I'm gonna do it really early on. I'm gonna win NaNoWriMo early and then spend the last half of November at least finishing out Couchmas. So that is the last of my reading, writing, and social media goals. But if you made it to the end, I have a little sneaky peeky surprise for you, some life goals. I've talked about it a little bit before, but I'm so excited. We're gonna be opening up a bookstore. Not this year, probably not the next year, likely 2024 is gonna be when we actually get our storefront for this. But this is the year where we are going to start filing paperwork for the business and coming up with a whole bunch of different things and starting to plan for having a storefront. We'll see by the end of this year if we just start a website and start doing the bookstore online only first, but that might happen next year. But the main thing happening this year is I'm going to be starting a series about opening a bookstore and what you need to do in Ontario, at least. I don't know about anywhere else, but in Ontario, what you need to do to start a bookstore. I'm going to be telling you guys the name of our store once we get everything filed. I'm going to be walking you through just like getting the stock and planning out what we want the store to look like and just everything related to it. Any step that we take, I will walk you guys through it with us, and you get to see us opening a bookstore and come along with the journey, and I'm so fucking excited. 2022 is the year that we start that. I'm so excited. I could cry. Like, this is like a huge dream that we talked about, like, maybe in our 50s starting it, and then a couple months ago Kurt was like, why the fuck don't we do it just now? And you know what? I married that man for a reason, because he's a fucking genius. Oh my god, this year I get a new library. We're opening a bookstore soon, but we're like starting it now. We're gonna be doing a lot of renovations on our house this year, and I will be vlogging all of it, including everything with the new library. I'm gonna do it like a step at a time because it's gonna be a really fucking long vlog if I don't, because we're gonna be taking out the drop ceiling and putting in drywall, which gives me an extra foot, almost a foot. So that'll be one thing, like clearing out the basement because it's like all storage right now, and then the drop ceiling. And then the next vlog is gonna be ripping out the floor and putting in heated floors because it's the lowest level in our house and it's fucking freezing all the time, and it's gonna be a cozy ass space. So yes, I want heated floors. And then after that, it's gonna be like painting and putting the shelves together and decorating and just That's it for this video, for the goals and the bonus little tidbits at the end for if you watched all the way through. I'm so excited to bring you along on this journey. And like this year, I've set realistic goals. This is the year that I have sat my ADHD down and said, fuck you, bitch. I'm setting realistic goals and we're gonna stick to them and we're gonna finish something we start. Also, I'm gonna teach myself brush lettering soon, maybe like calligraphy too. So that's a whole separate issue. But like my goals are realistic this year. I'm confident that I can meet them. I'm excited. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh. Let me know down below what some of your goals for the new year are. If you do resolutions, if you're opposed to them, if you don't do them, do you do anything for the new year? I'm very curious. Let me know what your system is. I love learning new things, and like, I don't know, if it's something really cool, I might try it next year. Or if that's just too much or you don't have a lot of time, drop some hearts down below, preferably purple ones because that's my favorite color. As always, to stay updated with my current reads and how I'm feeling about them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Goodreads and Storygraph now because I'm about to make one of those tonight and figure out what the fuck Storygraph is. All at Zoe's All Booked. I will leave all that link down below, and if the Storygraph thing isn't Zoe's All Booked, I will let you know in the description, but I'm thinking that it will be. Also in the description box is the other videos that I've mentioned, my Patreon if you want to vote in the polls for books that I'm going to read each month and videos I'm going to create each month, and I'm also putting the book club stuff in there. Tonight, maybe tomorrow, I will announce the book club pick. I'm really excited about all of the Patreon things. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share the video. And I hope you all have a wonderful day and get at least a little bit of uninterrupted reading time. I love you awesome nerds, and I will see you in the next one. New intro, but we are not changing the outro. That is here to fucking stay. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. It's fine.